Raiders
Put
for
him in the
us.
big box.
He's in the big box for us here for us on a Roll Call Friday. Mr. Adam Hill, how are you, sir?
I was good until I saw whatever that thing was you just put on the screen. What on earth? First of all, can we show that again? Because I think it may violate my number one mascot rule.
Which is what?
Because I love mascots and I'm obsessed. I can't really. Here's the thing: I can't tell. I really get creeped out if a mascot wears a shirt but not pants.
You don't have
a mascot doesn't have to wear clothes at all. Like, that's fine. But if you give him a shirt, let's give him some pants. Like, we're acknowledging that clothes exist in the mascot world.
Oh,
why are we wearing a shirt? But he might have had like. Was he rocking like a?
I don't know.
Did he have like a? He might have like a bikini bottom on, like a diaper.
Looks like a diaper. He looks like a diaper.
I never even.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? That's really true. He looks like a diaper.
I don't know what's going on.
You just pointed that out. That's amazing. Now I have to go look through these mascots to see if anyone else is wearing pants. That's a really great point.
There's many. I think Clark the Cub stands out of my mind. Was wearing a shirt, but then just bare bottomed. Like, what are we doing here? I don't care if don't put a shirt on. That's fine. But then if you're gonna wear the shirts, let's go. Let's get some shorts or like a basketball shorts, something.
It's like a risky business type of thing. It looks like Tom Cruise sliding.
I don't know what's going on.
The socks.
I don't know what's going on with that man. But I will say that thing probably plays quarterback better than Daniel Jones. So that might be the one. That's the issue. You're talking about all these issues. Daniel Jones stinks, and he's always stunk. And he had a good year with a new system, and then you're going to reward him, which is preposterous. But also, if you want to look for excuses, like they did have 2 starting offensive linemen out last night, and then a third. Evan Neal got hurt during the game too, so it was a mess up front. But I just don't think Daniel Jones is very good. So
we're gonna have to do a Adam Hill review of some of these mascots. Adam, we did the mascots, the AI mascots for the season previews of the teams. We're gonna have to go back, P-Roll, and see if anyone's wearing pants. I don't think anybody's wearing pants.
Most of them are shot from the waist up. So for some reason, this one was not. Like the Giants one is full body for some reason. The rest of them are like the Chargers one is wearing a full pants. Like Chargers got the full costume on.
Fair.
So he's wearing everything. But like everyone else, like the Browns guy is just the waist up.
Oh, what is that?
See,
that's the Browns guy.
What is that?
That's an AI thing,
good.
Adam. That's an AI thing.
AI Brown.
Listen, you've been over there all week, practice facility, listening, going on. The town is being invaded by the Yinzers and all the Steelers fans. They're everywhere.
I know one person from Pittsburgh. He's here.
They're all here.
They're all here.
I got a text last night from a high school friend that I haven't seen in 25 years. Somehow they found me and said, I'm coming to town. Can we get together Saturday night? I'm like, I don't know yet. But Adam, what's the buzz over there? What's the buzz? Because the Raiders are coming off a terrible performance.
First of all, well, the Steelers won, but they're not coming off a barn burner either.
That's right.
The team seems a little scary. I will say, and I'll also add to your point there that I was in Pittsburgh last weekend. The Raiders trained in West Virginia last week, and I drove from there up to Buffalo for the game. Stopped in Pittsburgh for the Pirates-Yankees game.
Nice.
Had a UNLV hat on. I walked around town just from Acrisure over to PNC. Checked out the restaurants in between, a couple bars, and with the UNLV hat on. Had like multiple people stop me. Oh, I'll be in Vegas next week. Like, okay, so will I. See you there. But yeah, I mean, they're all coming.
Did you like Pittsburgh? Did you like Pittsburgh?
Should we move on?
You went to all the wrong places, Adam. You went to all the wrong places.
It's actually not bad. It's not bad. I'm
the ballpark's incredible, is it not? PNC's great.
It's in my. I've been to, I think, all but 2. I think I'm missing right now that I've been to. It's very high on my list. Nothing's topping San Francisco. And San Diego is incredible just for the neighborhood it's in and everything around it, and being down in San Diego. But PNC's right there, man. It's really nice, very cool spot, and I like what they've done with the district too. It's one of the things we talked about. I was up there with a colleague, and said, hey, this is what we need around Allegiant, right? Like if we had a district like this around Allegiant,
Amen.
It would be crazy. And if we could, by the way, if we could build a baseball stadium there and have a stadium district like they do in Pittsburgh, game changer. But we're not going to do that. So that's unfortunate. Instead, we get the A's who can even mess up a retirement ceremony, as we saw last night.
Can you give you're giving an alcoholic a bottle of wine? Like, what are you doing? Guy's an
By the way,
alcoholic. A
mediocre
$90 bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Awful.
Hey, your Las Vegas A's. Let's go. Can't wait. It'll be exciting. The question, I think I've spiraled from mascots to alcoholism to whatever. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, look, there's a ton of Steelers fans. There's no question about it. And I think the Raiders fans are fired up as they always are. Whatever it is, 50%, 60%, whatever's going to be in the building. I think it's going to be like 60-40 Steelers fans in the building on Sunday night. But it's a primetime game. There's a lot of excitement. This is a really, really storied rivalry. Obviously, some of the biggest moments in NFL history have involved these teams. So I think there's a lot of excitement, a lot of fun. And look, I think it's going to be one of those games where some crazy things happen. Like neither team can run the ball right now. The Steelers can't do anything offensively. They're generating offense with their defense. The Raiders have turned the ball over. Like I think there's going to be a lot of wild things that happen on Sunday night. So I'm excited about it. But more importantly, guys, the game is secondary. I don't know if you guys know this. Halftime show Sunday night just announced Lil Wayne. I am in.
Really? In the stadium? In the stadium or outside the stadium?
In the stadium.
Wow.
Hello.
Lil Wayne Sunday night. I could not care less about the game anymore. So I'm in.
Big rap guy, Adam. That's
Lil Wayne. I mean, he's been around. He went from Colorado now to Vegas. He's pushing. He's out there now doing
well. I'm already going to be out of it because Kendrick Lamar is playing at about midnight Saturday night downtown Vegas.
Yeah.
So I'll be there, and then
where is he?
Luckily,
playing?
Life is Beautiful. He's headlining Saturday night.
Oh, he is. Life
it's
is
a
Beautiful.
Right. 3-day music fest tonight. The Killers, local band, and then Saturday night Kendrick Lamar headlining. So I'll be there. Well, they are local. I used to watch them at the local bars.
Yeah.
When they were just starting out, and now they're massive. So they're headlining Friday, and then Kendrick Lamar Saturday. So I'll be a little out of it Sunday morning. So thank goodness the Raiders aren't playing early. Get a little time to recover, and then the Lil Wayne concert with some football around
game
it
happening around it.
Yeah,
that's phenomenal. All right, so the Raiders offense under Jimmy Garoppolo, you obviously watched it last year. You watched what this offense was looking like and what McDaniels was trying to do, and it didn't really work last year with Derek Carr as well as they wanted it to. Now with Garoppolo, is there a difference? Do you see a marked improvement offensively with the new quarterback?
Well, they can't run the ball. I don't know how much that has to do with the new offense of Jimmy Garoppolo or what's going on, because it's been kind of weird. The offensive line has been playing really well in pass protection. The tackles have graded out phenomenally well. Jermaine Illuminor returning Colton Miller quietly, one of the best left tackles in the entire league. They've been really, really good protecting the passer. No sacks in 2 games. Jermaine Illuminor hasn't had a lot of pressure since like week 15 of last year. Colton Miller is playing on that same kind of level. Like they've been great. But for some reason, they can't block against the run. Now I talked to a couple of the linemen this week that just said, "Look, we're getting stacked boxes. Like there's 8, 9 guys in the box all the time. We have to back them off." And I think that's part of it. They're gonna have to back some safeties off the line of scrimmage that are creeping up and getting into the run game. But they need to figure something out. They need to run the ball. That's the team's identity. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing last year. Josh McDaniels just said, in that right behind that door, right behind you guys where you are, he just said, last year they struggled to run the ball the first couple weeks too, and they've ended up leading the league in rushing. So they're not concerned, but they've got to get it fixed pretty soon. And if they can't run the ball against the Steelers, who have been just allowing everyone to run against them these first 2 weeks, if they can't run the ball this week, there's some real issues. That's a red flag.
Line opened up. Pittsburgh, a point favorite. It's flipped to Raiders -2.5, pretty much consensus. The total opened up 41, immediately went to 43. It's been sitting there all week. Does that sound like an over or an under based on what you're saying about the game plan and running the ball and all this other stuff in the Steelers offense, despite the fact that, TJ Watt was their best player and he plays defense? Are they going to score? What's your take on the total for the game?
So I'm gonna hate doing this. Like, I'd hate if I was listening to it, but I'm gonna hate myself saying it. Like, this is a dead under game script. Like, it's gonna be tough for teams to move the ball, I think. But I also feel like there's gonna be like 2 or 3 defensive touchdowns, and it's gonna go over. And you're gonna be sitting there saying, "What just happened? This game, nobody could get a first down, and it went over. Like, what happened?" That's gonna be the kind of game you're watching. So it's kind of a cop out to say, look, I'd lean over, even though I think it's a dead under game. But I do feel like that's what we're looking at here. There's a kick return. There's a defensive score each way. I just feel like the crazy things are going to happen on Sunday night. I was kind of looking back. The Raiders' last defensive touchdown was the walk-off Chandler Jones return against the Patriots. One of the weirdest plays I've ever seen.
I love that.
I see something like that. I see something like that happening in this game this week.
So there's 2 injuries, one on either side worth noting. One is the ankle for Davante Adams, and the other is Minka Fitzpatrick, who went to the hospital, who says he's okay to play. But you obviously have major injuries on the defensive line right now for the Steelers. How healthy is Adams? And if he is healthy, Fitzpatrick being banged up, how big of a deal is that to you?
Davante's fine. There's no issues. He's fine. I wouldn't worry about him at all. Jacoby Myers back to out of concussion protocol, so he'll go, which I think is big for Davante and the rest of the offense. They really struggled to find a secondary receiver last week. So Jacoby Myers, who had 9 for 81 and 2 touchdowns in week 1, and then didn't play last week, I think is a big addition to get back for them. So health-wise, they're okay. I will say there's a little bit of a bug going around the team. A couple guys missed practice on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm not sure. Haven't talked to anybody today. We'll be in the locker room in a couple hours, but if anybody else got sick, but there definitely was a bug going around. Tyree Wilson, I know, missed practice yesterday. He's supposed to be back today, but I think they're trying to contain that, keep some guys away from the team. So that is something to monitor potentially. I don't know that there's going to be a real issue, but something to keep an eye on. But I think bugs are going around everywhere right now. If you associate with anybody, people are sick all over the place. So that's something to maybe watch. But Minka Fitzpatrick obviously would be a massive loss on the Steelers side. If he's not able to go, it sounds like he will be able to play, but will he be at full strength? We'll find out. But I think he's the kind of guy that, especially with so much attention offenses have to pay, knowing where Watt is on every single snap, that allows Minka Fitzpatrick to kind of wander free and just make plays. And he can be very, very effective at that.
Adam, in between now and Kendrick Lamar tomorrow and
Killers tonight. I'll go to the Killers tonight.
Okay, so in between Killers, Kendrick Lamar, and Lil Wayne, there's a bunch of college football games on Saturday, and they're talking about a lot of them. There's a lot of good matchups. There's matchups.
Isn't there only one? There's only one game, right?
Which game would you be referring to?
It's Colorado, Oregon. Is the only game I've heard anybody talking about.
I have the Ducks hat. I have the Mighty Ducks jersey. It's all about the Ducks. But seriously, Adam, which game are you looking at? And maybe it's the Ducks. I don't know. But which game is going to take up a little bit of time before you nap to go to see Kendrick Lamar Saturday night?
Well, look, I'm not. So I have 2 college football teams. I get annoyed when people have 2 teams, but I do. I'm from Ann Arbor. I was just at Michigan 2 weeks ago now when they played UNLV, my alma mater here in Vegas, which was a tough game. But as a journalist, all I cared about was no overtime. Let me get the story done before deadline. That's all I care about. As a journalist, I didn't have any rooting interest. But Michigan Rutgers obviously a little bit interesting, but I'm not really concerned about. Don't play this back. If we lose to Rutgers, don't play this back and say I'm not worried. But I'm not worried about the game. I do a show here in Vegas with Steve Cofield, a big Rutgers fan. So it's a big game for us. But I'm not worried about it. But UNLV plays at UTEP.
Yes.
And look, it's UNLV got an SEC win. Got an SEC win last week. That mighty SEC, real tough. UNLV 1-0. More SEC wins than Alabama this year. UNLV at UTEP, if they can continue this kind of success that they had, last week, they were able to, get that win against Vandy. Can they keep that going? A game they're supposed to win. They're favored on the road against UTEP. This is a massive, massive opportunity for UNLV football. So I'll be watching that.
Favored on the road, UNLV.
Yeah,
That's unbelievable.
Doesn't sound
what a
right.
moment! What a moment for the program. Big moment.
Well, I mean, look, did you buy? I mean, they obviously, I think it was 3.5 was the win total for UNLV. I mean, could they wind up going to a bowl game?
That was my prediction for the year. So I said, before week one, somebody said, what's the outlook for UNLV football? I said I would be disappointed if there's not a bowl game this year.
Wow.
This is, and be careful how I say this. They look like they're actually a real football team now with a real football coach.
This is good. That's well said.
You go to practice and you're like, wow, real drills. They look like they have talent and a real team. They have they know what they want to accomplish every day.
Yeah,
that's a huge change for this program.
Adam, we got a story coming up later about reporters getting called about like maybe the way they vote on different things, and like betting is available and markets available and all this other stuff. You've been in Vegas a long time. You've been around gambling a long time. Does anybody ever call you and ask like your opinion about something that, you might have information that they would be then able to use in a betting market or anything like that? Has that ever happened before?
I mean, every day.
Every day.
Oh, wow.
Every day. Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Now I'll preface this by saying the majority of them are people I know.
Right.
I mean, I know a lot of people, that are bettors in the betting world, or, even let's say, that I know a lot of people on the other side of the counter that are, odds makers and bookmakers. And I'll get texts from them of, hey, what's going on with this guy? How's he looking? Is he going to play? That happens for sure. But I mean, as far as things that are like untoward, like, yeah, every once in a while you get that of, hey, I'll give you money to, tell me this or whatever. Like, I could just take it. But the bottom line is like, it's not like, even if you have the greatest information ever, it's helpful, but it's not a guarantee of anything, right?
So win.
I have this. I'm trying to ponder if I should. So I covered UFC. I covered UFC for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So I got to know a lot of fighters. I know a lot of fighters really, really well. It was about 10 years ago. There was a fight, and there was weigh-ins, and one of the fighters came out, and he found me, and he said, "Hey, just want to let you know, I'm winning this fight." And I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, I had a lot of confidence already. He's like, "We just went back to the back to do weigh-ins, and this guy passed out 3 times. He's trying to make weight. He can't make it. He passed out 3 times. They're trying to pull him out of the fight, but apparently he has, some financial problems, so he's going to take the fight anyway." He's like, "He can't stand, and I'm going to go just finish him right away." And I was like, "Oh, okay." In my mind, I was like, ethically, do I make a bet on this? What do I do?
Right.
I chose not to. I was like, I'm not supposed to, bet on things that I'm covering, and I'm not going to do it. And even in that case, like, I really wanted to, but I said I'm not doing that. And the fight starts, and the guy who told me he was absolutely going to win got mauled in the first round. Mauled. Now, I'll be fair. The guy that was winning the fight, who was not supposed to win, he gassed out and then lost in the second round. So the bet would have won. The guy was right. He won the fight. Okay. But it was one of those things where, like, it very easily could have gone the other way. And that's like as good of information as you're ever going to really have.
Right.
Like, he's like, this guy shouldn't even be fighting in here. So, that's the kind of thing where I kind of learned that lesson of, you're going to have information, you're going to have people tell you things, you're going to have access to a lot of things in this job. But I'm very careful about even telling, my closest friends anything, because there's no guarantees of it. Nothing is ever guaranteed, no matter what you know.
Nothing.
So yeah, I'll help people out of, hey, is this guy going to play? Like, you guys just, hey, Devontae Adams, like, no, he's completely fine. There's nothing there.
Right.
Like that kind of thing, yes. But when people ask for, like, who's going to win this, or what's the, it's tough to really to do that. Like, you share it with your friends if it's, if you think they're asking a legitimate question, but it's not something I think
they'll still be your friends even after if it loses.
Well, people that understand, right? So that's what I'm saying. If you could call some people you don't know, and they're like, "Oh, what do you know about this?" Like, no, I'm not I'm not telling you anything, and I wouldn't even take money from you for that kind of information.
Right.
Because it's nothing. But yeah, if you're people that understand the business, like you guys know,
right,
it being in the business, like, hey, I'm telling you this. It doesn't mean anything necessarily, but it's information or whatever. But yeah, there's just two different things, and it's a really, really dangerous world to get into to start pretending like you know something or sharing it or selling information like that.
It's fair. Adam, let me get you go on this. You mentioned we started with the Steeler fans being here. At SoFi, when the Niners played at the Rams, it was pretty much 80-20 red.
Yeah.
What's the game day atmosphere is going to be like on Sunday night? And do you think it factors into the game at all? We've seen teams at home having to go to silent counts because of the rival fans being in the building.
I don't think it'll be like that. It's possible. And I'll also point out, like, it's not even a trashing of Raiders fans, right? When I say that it's going to be a strong Steelers contingent, because the Raiders next week go down to SoFi to play the Chargers, and it'll be 70-30 Raiders fans. Yeah. Like, the Raiders fans will be in LA. They are in LA. Right. But here, you just have so many fans willing to travel and wanting to be in Vegas and experience the weekend. And did you guys see what the Uber pickup line, the Uber and Lyft rideshare pickup line looks like at the airport? At the airport?
Really bad.
It's a nightmare.
Bad. Terrible.
An absolute nightmare. So yeah, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be a fun atmosphere. It's gonna be a really, really turned up crowd for Lil Wayne, and then a little bit of football on the side. But I'm excited for it. It's, I hate night games because of
Can you give
no,
us
I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to. First of all,
Wayne song?
I've already had this discussion today for some people, and I'm trying to find my notes here on this. But we were saying what songs could he do? It's an NFL crowd.
It's a crowd.
There's kids.
It's
sure.
A crowd.
So what? I don't know what he's going to be able to do.
I bet he does the same set he just did at the VMAs, because he did that set and that it was three songs set, and he bleeped out like 25 swear words got beeped out, but the overall.
But you can't beep it out in the crowd, is what I'm saying.
No, you can't. But that's going to be the take. I mean, you're booking Lil Wayne. You know what's coming. You're not good. It's a Raider crowd. It's a Raiders Sunday night crowd. It's going to be R-rated.
I'll go. I'm me, but. That'd be great if he does it. Yeah, I'm gonna look up what set he did, and I'll tell you guys if it's the same set. But
look at the VMA set he did. I bet that's the same set he does for the Raiders.
Adam, find me a ticket. I'm gonna come sit with you and watch the game. Find me a ticket.
If I do a press pass in up in the press box, I'll do that. Can I also? I'm spiraling out of control with you guys. This is a strong debate we had. So I was trying to look up some recent Kendrick Lamar set lists.
Right.
To see what he's been doing recently, right?
Yeah.
And I took a huge amount of heat in the press room here of saying, don't you just want to show up and be surprised? Like, what is the proper etiquette for going to a concert? Do you want to know what they're playing or do you not? I feel like you do.
I never want to know what they're playing.
I never want to know.
I never want to know.
Really?
I knew Taylor Swift's entire set list when I took my daughter to go see Taylor Swift, and I was disappointed by it. I didn't want to know.
Wait, Adam, you want to know?
I knew it was coming. Really?
Why?
Yeah.
For like bathroom breaks and like drink breaks and stuff like that?
I want to know how much longer I have. Like, like
you always get somewhere to go.
I'm saying I want it to be longer. Like, I want the show to be 8 hours long. Like, I would listen to Kendrick Lamar for 8 hours. I'm saying, like, if we get to a certain point, I know he's playing. I won't give it away for people that are going. I know how many songs he's playing, right? So I'm like, oh man, we only have 5 songs left. This sucks. Like, see, I'm aware of that.
Right, but you wouldn't be aware of that. If you didn't know the set list, you wouldn't be aware of how long.
I'm even more disappointed if it's just like over. Like, I'm trying to prepare. I want to extend the joy as long as possible.
That's fair. I mean, it's an argument one way or the other, I guess.
No, I'm alone in this. So far, nobody's been on my side.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm against you too.
I'm against you too.
I'm sorry, Bob.
But I do feel like people are on my side that mascots need to wear pants if they have shirts.
That is 100% true.
That is 100% true. Mascots definitely need to wear pants. Somebody said I have to. Well, I must have got rid of it. Yeah, I got rid of the Colts one because the Colt one doesn't have pants either. So we'll find that.
Yeah.
Adam, enjoy the concerts and then a little football at the same time. We appreciate your time as always, man.
Football. See you guys. Thanks.
Take care. Adam Hill, Las Vegas Review.